Greetings to you all on this Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, a couple of weeks before Christmas holiday. So, a couple more trade theories for the rest of the year of 2025. I hope that this has been beneficial to you. I hope this has served you in some way. And if there's anything that you'd like for me to do, improve, or expound upon, feel free to shoot me a message and I'll consider your thoughts. Okay, so we're going to start with the Tesla chart here. I said I had a short entry hypothesis on the 9th, just kind of took a stab at it, and it went, at the kind of hanging out around that possible pullback point from short back on the 19th of November that we put out here. I have a stop loss point still up high above 480. Roughly 480 and some change, 480.03, and still have a downside take profit of about 364.47. So not giving up on this trade just yet. Still short on Tesla. We'll see what happens there. So moving on to Bitcoin and seeing what this chart is doing. It's starting to pull back as we imagined it would. And so we've got the pullback point on the 25th of November, right around Thanksgiving, that we placed on the chart. And I've got a short entry hypothesis slated. So if I was taking this order in a live account, or I was taking this order myself, I would have a short entry of roughly 96,757.56. So 96,757 and 56 cents would be my limit order. I'd have a stop loss of around 109,436.25, so 109,436 and 25 cents. And I'd have a take profit or downside target of 82,246.69. And what I like about this potential trade setup, so like I said, what you want to do is make this a limit order unless you're going to watch your charts for the next several hours, because I let price snatch my entry off of this EMA here, and with the expectation that price is going to shoot right back down. And what I love about this is we are actually able to get our take profit pretty much within this price structure that's taking place here, this price cycle structure that's happening currently. So it's actually the most likely move, if it moves down, would to be catch that somewhere in that range. So I'm really liking the short on Bitcoin today. Okay, moving on to WTI Crude. I had a short entry order on here, and prices start to move lower a little bit. As I mentioned in the video that I posted, the initial trade setup, that this would be one that may take a little longer, primarily because of the downside target. I'm trying to find the downside target without making it look too crazy, too funky. Okay, there it is. So we had a short entry hypothesis on the 2nd of December with a stop loss in the area of roughly $66.27. And we have a downside take profit of roughly $49.27. So that's a long ways down, but we are short on WTI Crude, and it's moving lower a little bit, albeit very little, but it's moving lower right now. So we'll see what happens. So we're short on WTI Crude. Okay, moving on to gold. Gold has started to pull back. It's been pulling back for several days and kind of chopping. What I see with gold is there's a possibility for a move lower. So I've got a long exhaustion point up here that I put on the 19th of November of roughly 43.37.58. And I'm going to watch that first, watch that price. But I think that gold may be making one more push higher, and then it'll probably pull back and give us some downside action. Not saying fully bullish. I mean, fully bearish, but definitely thinking that there'll be some downside action after maybe the end of this, maybe the start of next week. I could see maybe 3 days of downward movement. And so depending on what price action does there, we'll come back and assess gold. So there's no trades on or hypotheses on for gold right now, just observing. Okay, the Dow 30. So we're looking for some bearish activity here. I'm looking for price to start pulling back. So it hit my reset point on the 5th of November, and prices bounced back up. And so just based on the way this price action is showing, it's blown through my possible long exhaustion point where price was moving up, where I thought price would start giving out. It moved through there and went a little bit higher and starting to pull back to there, which is roughly in the, that number was about 47.36543. So now I'm looking for, I've got a couple downside areas of interest. So the initial one is around the 46.75344. I'm going to watch price if it gets down there to see if it's just setting up for a continuation longer. And then the second downside area of interest is 45.46270. So if price gets down here, then I'm looking for a retest higher, or a move bounce off of that level higher and possibly setting us up for a downside move. So we'll watch price over the next couple of weeks. I know we have interest rate announcements or information or something coming out, I think tomorrow. So we'll just kind of see, or Fed minutes, I guess what it is. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to the news that much. But we'll see how that does for price with the indices. But I'm looking for some downside movement here over the next several days. Okay, now moving on to the NASDAQ, a very similar setup to where I've got an area of exhaustion up here that has, I think, been cleared. It's actually cleared the long reversal point on the 25th that we put here. But I've still got some downside areas of interest where I'm thinking price will move lower. And the first one is 24089.6, and the second one is 23509.7. So I watch that, like I said, the same for I did on the Dow. If price hits this first one, I'm looking for a rejection and see what price does. And if it hits the second one, I'm looking for the same, just to see how much deeper that rejection may be, and if it's giving us an opportunity for another move lower or otherwise. Okay, and then wrapping it up with the S&P 500. All the indices generally move the same. Sometimes they get out of parity, or out of whack or out of sync. But this one has hit the long exhaustion point, and the S&P strangely may have the most momentum of all the three, where you would think the NASDAQ would. But so we've got it hit the reset point on the 20th of November, bounced back higher, V bottomed out of there, and we're looking at a possible downside area of interest, move lower, possibly of 65.44.18, and then a second close by there, 65.14.54. So if price does stall out and come back down here, I'm looking to see what kind of price action occurs before taking the next move. Okay, hope this guide has been beneficial for you all, and until next time, enjoy the day and happy trading.